Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Sauce, continuing with Division weekend. Coming in, like I said in the last video, coming in with some momentum. 5-1 against the spread on wildcard weekend. Gotta love it. Also a 4-0 sweep in NBA last night, so let's keep it rolling. In this video, I mean, this isn't the best football game of the weekend, but this is gonna be electric. Giants, Eagles, New York versus Philly on Saturday night in the playoffs. I mean, over under, people getting arrested at the stadium, 199.5, and I'll still take the over. Let's place a bet.
Welcome to the Sauce. The Sauce. Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
All right, Giants on the road in Philly here. The line opened up Eagles -7.5 on Tuesday morning. Still Eagles -7.5. Public slightly leaning Giants. Sharps definitely leaning Giants. 75% of the money on the G-men as of Tuesday morning. But check it out. Since Tuesday morning, pretty much everything is tilted towards the Eagles. Here we are on Friday. The public and money just slightly leaning Giants. So that means in the last few days, about a 20% flip. We're looking at 55% of the tickets, 56% of the money on the Giants as of Friday afternoon. So let's cap this game. If you subscribe to this channel, you already know the first step. We're running the numbers through the spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Philly -10.59. That's a 3-point lean on the Birds here. So let's break down this matchup. And these two teams just played 2 weeks ago. Week 18, these teams played. But the thing is, that was a weird game. Philly was playing for the division. They had their guys out there. They definitely needed that win. But the thing is, the Giants didn't. Daniel Jones didn't play. Saquon Barkley didn't play. Their two main receivers didn't play. A bunch of pieces on defense didn't play. And the Giants actually kept it close. The final score of that game was actually just 22-16. Giants covered. I think the line was +14.5. It was actually, because I had Giants +14.5. So the Giants covered. And yeah, if I'm planning on betting Philly in this game, if I'm planning on laying the 7.5 points, that is a little alarming. But honestly, I think it's best to just throw this game out. Really ask yourself, how fired up was this Eagles team to play Davis Webb, Gary Brightwell? So for this matchup, I think the best place to start is the Giants offense, specifically Daniel Jones, because I don't think people truly realize how well this dude is playing right now. You ready for some numbers? Let's start with some PFF analytics here. So since week 13, Daniel Jones is the second highest rated quarterback in the NFL, second to Joe Burrow. He's the first highest rated rushing quarterback, the fourth highest rating passing quarterback. This is since week 13. Then we look at the past month. Daniel Jones is first in the NFL in EPA per dropback right now. First. He's also first in the NFL in rushing yards per game by a quarterback. Daniel, hear me out. Daniel Jones is playing better than Josh Allen right now. Before you freak out, I'm not saying Daniel Jones is better than Josh Allen. I'm just saying he's playing better than Josh Allen right now. I mean, the numbers don't lie. Let's take a look at the last chunk of the season. Are you ready for these numbers? Ready? This is Daniel Jones versus Josh Allen. In the last 7 games, both of these quarterbacks' last 7 games, Daniel Jones has 1 turnover to Josh Allen's 8. Daniel Jones has a higher completion percentage, a higher passer rating, and he's running the ball for more yards and more yards per carry. Daniel Jones has been better than Josh Allen in almost every statistical category for the last 7 games. Not a small sample size, pretty much the second half of the season. The way Daniel Jones is playing right now, it's got me looking at this Giants offense through a whole different lens. I mean, Saquon Barkley gets to be a secondary piece rather than the focal point. This Giants offense now, with Daniel Jones playing like this, it's dangerous. It's an offense that I'm kind of scared of. You can see it plain as day in their offensive production too. Do you remember, we rewind to like week 7 or 8, right? Remember when the Giants were 6-1? They were winning games like 19-16, 21-20, 23-17. Yo, not anymore. In the last 2 weeks, the Giants have scored 38 and 31 points. This offense is cruising. Since week 13, the Giants are ranked 5th in the NFL in offensive DVOA. 6th in passing, 1st in rushing. This is the best rushing team DVOA-wise in the NFL since week 13. Now, obviously, that comes from a combination of Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones running the ball. Which brings me to my next point, and this is a good one. Check this out. So Philadelphia's defense finished the season 29th in rushing yards allowed from opposing quarterbacks. This is something they struggled with all year. I mean, look at these numbers. All right, so the Eagles defense allows 9.2 yards per play when the opposing quarterback scrambles. That's 30th in the NFL. Daniel Jones is 3rd in the NFL in scramble yards. Also, the Eagles are ranked 29th in the NFL in EPA against quarterback-designed runs. This is something they struggle with. They struggle with mobile quarterbacks. Now, let's be fair to the Eagles. This is a really talented defense. This is a well-coached team. This defense, I'm sure, will give Daniel Jones problems. Thing is, when it comes to broken plays, making plays outside the pocket. I think Daniel Jones and that Giants offense is going to find a way to score points in this game. Now, what about the Eagles offense against the Giants defense? Now, similar to the Giants offense, the Eagles can run the ball with multiple weapons, including the quarterback, Jalen Hurts. But when it comes to the passing game, as good as Daniel Jones has been throwing the ball, and he's been playing really well, he's been throwing the ball great, you still can't really match them up against Jalen Hurts, to A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. You just can't match the Giants up to those receiving weapons. So we can rattle off Daniel Jones stats all day long, right? But the truth is, if you just line these offensive weapons up on paper, you're going to look at the Eagles like, oh yeah, I'll take that one. So are there any angles on the Giants defense? Is there anything we like about the Giants defense? And the answer is yeah, that defensive front. I don't think people realize how good this defensive front is because we've barely seen it. They started their 4 starters. We just saw them play together for the first time last week. It took Dexter Lawrence a couple years to find himself in the NFL, but he is an elite nose tackle. Then you got Leonard Williams next to him, Kayvon Thibodeau on the edge. This is a live defensive line right here. Anyone know the New York Giants history with good defensive lines that get hot at the right time? Yeah, they usually go on to win the Super Bowl. I'm not saying they're going to, I'm just saying we've seen this before. Regardless, even with that defensive line, it's really hard to make a case for the Giants defense making stops against this Eagles offense on paper. But that's on paper, because I have questions about Jalen Hurts right now. Jalen Hurts in his last 2 starts, 58.3% completions, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. This was against the Bears defense, which is arguably the worst NFL defense ever assembled. And then the Giants defense, who were sitting 5 of their starters. Since week 15, now Jalen Hurts has only played 2 games in that time, but since week 15, Jalen Hurts is 25th out of 25 qualifying quarterbacks in passer rating. Serious question, when's the last time you saw Jalen Hurts play a good game? You got to go all the way back to week 14 in the first Giants game. He played pretty well in that game. It was efficient as hell. That's also the last time the Eagles covered a spread. They're 0-4 against the spread in their last 4. Bottom line, this Giants defensive line is red hot. Daniel Jones is playing like an MVP candidate right now, and we haven't seen Jalen Hurts play a good football game in 6 weeks. I think the Giants are a live dog here. Do I think they'll win the game? Maybe, probably not, but there's no way I'm laying 7.5. Give me New York plus 7.5. Let's do it, G-Men. Anything changes with this bet, I'll let you know on Twitter, so give me a follow there if you're interested. Also, if you want the final tickets that we've been doing, bet of the day, top bets, parlay of the day, that kind of stuff, head over to KyleKirms.com or download the Sauce Network app. Division weekend is here. We killed wildcard weekend, 5-1 against the spread. I'm looking for 4-0 against the spread this weekend. Might be a little unrealistic, but hey, a guy can dream. Remember to bet responsibly, and I'll talk to you on Twitter.